And the first one tonight is Aly Alexandra, who is a friend of ours and friend of the show. Aly has an awesome Substack, which I encourage everybody to subscribe to. That's alyalexandra.substack.com. Her most recent piece is called WTF is Build Back Better Part 1. She actually released a second piece on the same day about Chicago being the same as it ever was. Again, she originally published this on Medium a few days earlier. Hi, Darlene. Thanks for joining on Facebook. So she says, and again, this is a really long article. Everybody needs to go and read this themselves. But in the words of Alex Jones, it's the globalists, and I don't care if you believe in all these people and the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset. And this isn't some hit piece on Biden or Clinton. It's not to suggest that Trump didn't facilitate it. Didn't help facilitate it, at least. Okay, but for the rest of you, there's been a long-standing debate, okay, between she and her father about when it comes to regulation, always in good fun, of course. But when she refers to Biden's Build Back Better agenda, let it be known it's not just suggesting that Biden came up with this. However, she'd be lying when she said that he has been working for decades with many of the people, including Klaus Schwab. Okay, after all, it was Biden at Davos to celebrate the release of Klaus Schwab's Fourth Industrial Revolution book. And here it is. That's in 2016. Okay, and she's done the work. She's done the research. It is a marketing slogan of Agenda 2030. And what does that mean? Okay, New World Order, where stakeholder capitalism, essentially, you will not own anything. Alex Jones for president. I don't know about that, but Alex Jones, again, we've talked about the fact that Alex Jones, we feel like he's kind of an op because 15% of what he says actually has like reality and truth to it. Of course, he declassify everything. Declassify it all. It's globalist. Frogs.
They're turning the friggin' frogs gay.
Okay.
Like, what?
But we love Aly. And Aly, again, has done so much amazing work on this. The origins of Build Back Better, the tsunami recovery, again, getting back into the Clinton Foundation and the UN, and how they funneled billions into Haiti. And in tsunami recovery, wasn't it the two presidents? Okay, yeah, I remember. UN Secretary Kofi Annan appointed Bill Clinton as a special envoy. All right. And special envoys also champion a new kind of recovery that also restores what existed previously but goes beyond. Okay, yeah, Max has been talking about the Great Reset, like you said, Eric. So has Whitney Webb for a long time. Whitney Webb is, to me, one of the authorities on all of the World Economic Forum, Great Reset, the relationships of who knows whom. But let's get back in Aly's article here. While this disaster recovery, it was tailored for tsunamis, given what we know, the framework has been has been used to address multiple recovery efforts over the years. Okay, and again, using the phrase "build back better," we've shown those, we've seen those threads that show that goes back to 2011 and even beyond. So 2005, Oxfam, various UN agencies. Systemic investment in keeping beneficiaries well informed and in grievance mechanisms should also become the hallmarks of future recovery efforts. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, must promote fairness and equity. And have you noticed how these people are obsessed with the word equity in terms of using it as if it actually means fairness or justice? Really interesting. Aly, A-L-Y, Aly Alexandra is the writer of this article. She's fantastic. Another question for all of you. Have you noticed that these people, like the Clintons and Gates, always let us know that more disasters are ahead? Why in the hell are these people so eager for another disaster? Well, and I don't know if it's necessarily that they're eager, but that they understand that that's going to happen one way or another, and that they might as well be the ones that profit from it. And I think that that's where you get into this disaster capitalism type of environment. And I guarantee you that she's going to talk about that. She's one of the fantastic ones. Oh, there's her name right there. So they keep telling us governments alone are not typically ready for large-scale disasters, and having some kind of plan is involved in a program with financiers and NGOs will, in their world, create better outcomes for countries in future disasters. And again, she's just showing like articles from their publications internally. Yeah, Clinton establishes the need for local governments, yet this entire document establishes a framework to be utilized around the world. It's a template. And who's providing the template? And it depends on good information. So who is that? The Tsunami Recovering Impact Assessment and Monitoring System, TRIAMS, which will be a multi-year process. Somebody wanted to join the stream.
What's the matter? Are you shut in here in the room?
There you go. Information is also necessary to monitor and evaluate the quality of ongoing events in terms of both outputs, e.g. number of schools and houses built, and impact on the well-being of the affected populations. Measuring the underlying quality of the recovery effort, for example, whether in addressing underlying patterns of disadvantage and vulnerability, require a long-term commitment for data collection. That's crazy. So, again, the emphasis on measuring outputs in terms of programs, underlying quality of the recovery effort. They're going to measure that because in any state, to see any kind of return on their investment, they need to monitor the short and long-term progress. It's really capitalizing recovery efforts in some ways. And this is, again, this is super long, but and I don't want to go through the whole thing. I could spend. Again, Aly herself did a stream with Franco earlier this week, which you saw featured at the top of leftists.today earlier this week. So you can get to it by going there. And she spent an hour just talking about this article alone, and it is incredibly in depth. And she's done her research and her homework, and her conclusions are similar to what all of our assumptions about the Build Back Better Act. And this was just part one of her article. Okay, it's the structure of the system and the fact that they're now controlling how the system will be structured for recovery for this. They're going to pick winners and losers, and they're going to make decisions about how these things will be measured as to what's a success and what's not.
Right.
That's really Aly's kick-ass article. Again, this is on Substack. She's also on Medium. I think the deal with Medium is if you publish there, then you need to publish there exclusively first, and then she can co-publish with after a certain amount of time to Substack, which she did here. She did co-write with Seb Solomon an article back at the end of August about future of healthcare, which again is a super long, in-depth piece all about the Medicare for All Act and what the plans are for private insurance and what their plans are for healthcare outcomes, for nanotechnology, for, wow, lots of things that people aren't really talking enough about. So, and Aly's on Discord. Yep. She's amazing. She's in, I think, our Discord. She's in Franco's Discord. She's in several other Discords, so you can definitely get her there too.